Hello and welcome to Tara's Daily Insight and the Open Door, your spiritual caffeine for a high vibrational life. My name is Mitchell and it is Monday, June the 10th, 2013, and that is a 13-day. If you take June, which is a 6-month, the day 10, 1, and 2013, add it all up, it is 13. That is the death card in tarot. This is also June, the death month, so lots of endings are happening this month. So embrace them. They don't just mean death, but the death of or the end of something. And there absolutely may be some death, some crossing over, some going back to where we all come from. And I know most of you embrace and understand that. It's still, as a human, it can be painful, and the loss we definitely feel. So I hope you love my backdrop. I'm sure some of you recognize that as cheap motel decor, and that's where I am in Valdosta, Georgia. Stopped and did the show last night. Had a really good night's sleep. I was actually kind of chilly though, believe it or not, and woke up making my video, and I'm going to dive right in. Thank you for watching, subscribing, commenting, checking out website, Facebook fan page, and this YouTube site. So looking forward to getting back to normal routine of life and clients. So diving in, the card for today is going to be our Eight of Wands. Interesting card, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. Can you tell? I'm rocking the table, so I'm trying not to touch the table. But so the 8, first of all, number 8, very it is a very spiritual number. It's infinity upright, so it is that in that sense that it goes on forever. It also is a very feminine or receptive number. So we're bringing things to an end because the next number is 9, which is our ending as well. So we spoke about death in the beginning of the whole month, a lot of things coming to an end. And what was I going to say? The number 8. Anyway, wands. Oh, I know. I was going to talk about the card. So wands are very fiery, very creative. You see I believe that's Sagittarius in the background. A lot of sun energy and fire energy, and that is the element for wands. That's what I was going to say. So the 8 of Wands. Can you tell I'm distracted this morning? It's a good thing. I'm high up in my head, meaning I really had a good sleep and meditation this morning, and just before I opened the video up. But 8 of Wands is often about travel, which is what I've been traveling yesterday and today. So I feel that's why I said it's important for me. But I do feel like it's about travel, and it's also about things coming out of the blue, just suddenly appearing as these wands are shooting up out of the cloud. So I'm hearing there's a lot of preparation going on right now for traveling. And I want to encourage you from the other side to use your heart with the preparation. Logic will follow in setting up the details and everything, but really use your heart when making decisions, who's going, what's going, where you're going, things like that. I'm seeing lots of like orbits and booking flights and trips and planning and things like that, AAA and stuff. So really use your heart. And I'm hearing that if you're wondering, should we go see family or should we go off just with our immediate family? I'm thinking the heart part is go back, see family, spend time with them. Last night on the radio show we talked about Jamie said something that just always resonates so loud and clear when she says it, because she says it a lot. She speaks of conversations that people are having now they would not have had 1, 2, 5, not 10 years ago, and it's more people who are awakening and opening up, and just very powerful, stuff going on. And I love that even science backs this up. I always use the reference that probably 15, 18 years ago, the Earth had its own beat, its own like heartbeat, its own rhythm, and it was something like 7.8, where now it's almost like 12 or 13. So even the Earth has sped up. So we are, in a sense, the vibration, the wavelength is moving quicker and faster. So I know people are feeling it. Many people are not understanding it, and that's part of the shift and the change. They're searching for answers to what they're feeling on the inside. So I think a lot of stuff is coming out of the blue for them, and those conversations are starting to happen. So you who have already been in this world and enlightenment, be gentle on them. Remember where they came from, where you came from. My good reference point is, moving up and through a church. I still, sometimes I have a hard time when I see organized religion, but I remind myself it was a great vehicle for me, and ultimately they are searching for something higher and something better. So it's a road that people are on. Some will make it on that road and travel to higher roads. Some will get stuck on that road and continue to choose more dense, limiting roads. So I think that was part of the open door right there. So I'm going to go ahead and shift. And actually, I was told last night that I'm going to need to remove the open door part, because what's happening now is I'm flowing naturally from tarot right into the open door. So I will find out when that happens. But today I will close it down and reopen the door in just a moment. Talk to you then. So thank you for staying tuned in. This is the Open Door, and I'm still Mitchell. And it's funny, my conversations with my guides in between here. And two things, talk about guides and talk about the conversation I just had. So conversation first. So the conversation I just had, and you heard me in Tarot's Daily Insight say that they want me to just make this all one lengthy video, so don't break it down. Part of that I think is for me, and just so it's not quite so much work, which actually that won't take but a minute off my time, but I think it's how things are integrated and flowing better. But that conversation is, you heard me just say, I'm not sure when that will happen. Well, they're telling me it's now, it's time. And a good example, yesterday when I packed up all my stuff, I kept hearing, take your cord for your iPhone. And I thought, it's morning, I'm only here half a day, it ain't gonna die. Well, we were in 2 very powerful healing sessions, and my phone, I almost could see the bar dropping down. And literally within 3 hours, my iPhone was dead, and I was scrambling for a place to plug it in. And I tapped the woman in front of me. I said, do you have an iPhone? Yes. And I could see she had bags with her. And I said, is your cord right there? Can I borrow it? And she did, and I got to charge it a little bit. But so it's interesting how I should have trusted, because I kept going, I knew. And that was a loud and clear one. That was every time I thought about it, it was like, yes. And, I'm packing in the morning. So obey those instructions. They come very loud and clear. And this is going to be some of the biggest help for all of us moving forward in this high vibrational change. And this is where, as the world speeds up, this is going to reflect our safety, our and I'm going to say power, even though that's going to sound weird, because as we speed up, we who are already in touch with our intuition, we're going to look like gods and rock stars, in the sense of we've already planned and prepared for the changes. And those who haven't will be struggling at the last moment to understand their emotions, to understand their intuition, and their life will just look chaotic, where it's almost like the image I'm getting right now is we are walking in the eye of a hurricane. But whatever direction the hurricane shifts, we know to move that way, and we stay right in the eye, right in the peace. That's the image that I was getting. So it's like we will know right where to move and shift and change. And, and the image I'm getting also with hurricanes, it's powerful and destructive, just like we've seen with the tornadoes. Very different entity, I will say. But, we may have to shift over here and watch our home just be destroyed. And then we may have to shift over here and look back and see those who did not trust, did not follow, are no longer with us. And understanding death is part of that, because we realize that was their path, and now they are back to all that is, and they will work on their soul at that point. So we have to trust and work. So like I said, we're preparing. We are educated and ready to move forward as the earth is changing. And then guides. Last night we had a very interesting conversation, and I kept feeling like I needed to ask some questions with one of our guests, and it just dawned on me, not reflected on him and his stuff, but reflected on me, how developing this relationship with our guides and our angels and those on the other side, I come back to it time and time and again. I heard over the weekend many people reflect my same feelings about that. The names are irrelevant. Who they are is irrelevant. Whether it's an archangel or an ascended master or just a deceased loved one, there's part of all that is. Do I believe there are levels of enlightenment on the other side? I do. But I think what we call them and who they are is somewhat irrelevant. It's relevant to our little brains and human brains, that we need to know, okay, let me call that entity, that being. That helps us to focus. Just like, for me, it's just like the tarot cards. I don't need them. I like them. They help me focus. And especially when either I'm distracted, the people in front of me are distracted, or they just don't want me staring at them. So develop the relationship that you have with your guides. Everybody has them. There's someone, many on the other side, that will work with you. You just have to pay attention and listen, just like you would develop with someone here on earth as you want to move forward for whatever reason. So thank you for listening to this video today. I say to you, namaste. Tomorrow morning you'll see me back in my usual office space, and I will talk to you then. Have a wonderful day.